their relatives or something. No, it's really amazing to see this kind of welcome here. But I'm very touched for all the people who prepared. It must have taken weeks, if not months, to do this. But today I am not the star, you know. Uh, there are 142 authors. They are the star. I'm here to help them. And I'm so happy that the parents are also here. Uh, I'm lucky that I was born earlier because in your generation, people are writing at this young age. 142 books competition already, right? But let me tell you how I became. I didn't have this kind of support. Like my school didn't do all this, write books. But I'll tell you what exactly happened. I'm being very honest. I was very naughty kind of child. In class 4, 5, always getting into trouble. And long back, like my school launched a magazine. And there was three sections, senior, middle school and primary school. I was in class 5. And they had some pages that they said primary school children will do. But we were not, we didn't submit any articles. I was like, who will do, yaar, chodo. So we had a teacher called Mrs. Datta. So she was our language teacher, and it was her responsibility to make sure the children give some articles for the magazine. Otherwise, what will we print on those pages? Nobody gave. So the Mrs. Datta got called by headmistress, and the headmistress scolded her. What is this? Your class is not giving any article. Then Mrs. Datta got angry. She was one of those fake strict teachers. You know, fake strict? They try to be strict, but you know from inside, they don't have the toughness. Andar se, like they were soft only. So she came to class and she said, nothing doing. Nobody is going anywhere. You have to all write articles. Because I got scolded, magazine is going for printing. You have not written anything. Me and my friends, the naughtiest one, we were like, good idea. We will say, ma'am, can we go to toilet? Then we will go out. Half the period will be out. In the end, whoever has written, we will excuse ourselves. So I said, ma'am, can we? But Mrs. Datta knew who me and my two closest friends are. All three of us going to toilet together means they are just want to go out. So I still remember she held my ear and said, Chetan, you're not going anywhere. You sit and write, then you go. And we had these pencils. In class 5, you still have pencils or pen? Pencil, no? So we had pencil paper, I remember. And I had to write something. I don't even remember. It was like, I said, let me write the smallest article I can. So I wrote some kind of a joke, funny thing, which was like very tiny, maybe like 100 words. And I gave it, and then I forgot about it. Now in those days, it took long time there was no computers and all. So it took long time for the magazine to come out. So after 1 month, the magazine came out. And my article was so small that it was below an article. You know how there's a main article and they have a little bit of space? They had put my article. And in that article, the article was there and my name was printed. Chetan Bhagat, class 5A, I remember. And you know, this is the era where you never saw your name printed. Because there is no computers, there is no phone, nothing. Nowadays, even on ticket, you can just type your name anywhere. But I had never seen my name in that font. And I thought I'm the greatest achiever in the world. You know, like you guys must be feeling today. When you see the book, when you create something, however small it is, when you create something, you feel most proud, you know. And I just saw my name and I could not sleep at night. I was like, wow, I must be somebody big. My name is printed. I used to carry that magazine with me wherever I went. In Delhi, I was there. There was something called DTC buses, like the state transport buses or whatever, local city buses. I would take it in the bus and any stranger sitting next to me, I would show them. This is me. Hello. You're sitting next to somebody whose name is printed here. And I got addicted. So every issue of the magazine, I would write one article so that my name comes in print again and again and again. And that is where the love for writing grew. And if Mrs. Datta had not pulled my ear and let me go out and play in the ground, I would not have become a writer. So these moments like today, for all of the young writers are, you never know how important they are. If so big, and I didn't even remember this story, but the moment I saw all of you, I remembered myself at that age. I'm obviously much older. How old are you? 10. My God, I'm 51. Multiply by 5 and add 1. When I was your age, I used to think 51 is too old. People should die by then. But now I don't feel that way. Life goes by quickly, and some part of you always remains a child. And that's the other thing I want to talk about. I do motivational talks for corporates and all that, right? And I sometimes ask them on creativity and things like that. I say, how many of you can paint? You know? And what do you think in a room full of grown up people, 40s, 50s, what happens? 5 people out of 500? Now, all the students, how many of you can paint? Most hands go up. If I ask them how many of you can write books, they will not raise their hand. Right. Thank you. But if you ask young kids, 142 kids have written books. So what does that tell you? That we are all born with creativity. We all have it. But when we grow up, something in us tells, you don't raise your hand. You can't do it. But this moment that you've given the chance to the young writers to write, it enables them to, be creative at an early age and keep it with you. Don't lose it when you become 51. You will become 51. Even though it may seem, how can it be, yaar? I will always be a child. You will grow up. And you have to keep this part of you that made you excited. Did you feel excited writing the book? Did you feel excited today? You must keep that in your life always. And I think that's what I have kept. Really, that's all I kept. I kept that same excitement of class 5 article when I wrote the book. And that's what drives me even today. I mean, that's what drives me even now. Finally, I will say this, guys. This is nice, all this celebration, all this praise, all the, oh, you're the greatest. It's not very good for my health to be told all the time that you are the best, you are so great. What will happen? I will start flying. My mind will think, yeah, maybe, yeah. So I don't attend all this so much actually. And I try to keep it grounded, especially as writers. Because a writing comes from where? From your mind. The factory is here. If that factory gets corrupted, you will not be able to do good work. How will I do good work? How will I have written 2 states if in my head it was, I am the 3 Idiots writer, yaar. What is this? I'll get somebody else to write it. Let me enjoy 3 Idiots. Give me some sunshine. Ho gaya. 3 Idiots gone. 2009. Gone. The book came 2004. Gone. 2 states also gone. 2009 the book came, 2014 gone. What is it I'm working on now? My latest book was 12 years, which came 2 months back. Gone. Now I have to do the next work. Focus on your work. This fame, this popularity, this seems very exciting as an author. That's all we want. Of course, we all get attracted to it, right? Movies and celebrations on stage, people dancing. But that is not what writing is about. Writing is not about that. Writing is about you dying to tell a story to the world. Sometimes you win the lottery, like I did. My story everybody liked. But you know what? I wanted to write that story of those 3 boys in college. That was my story. I never dreamt it will become such a big book, become 3 Idiots. People still remember 3 Idiots today. It's such an old movie. And people remember it like it just came. Because people keep watching again, I think. But it's 16, 17 years old now, that movie. So, but I wrote it because that was the story I wanted to write. And again, this fame has distracted me. Again and again, I'm a human being, I start thinking, okay, but it affects my work. So whether it's your studies, whether it's your creative activities, whether it's like thing, always do it for the right reasons. Don't do it that, people are going to clap. People may clap, people may throw eggs, people will do something. That's not why we do it. To all the authors there from very early days, you must uh, realize that I'm a storyteller because I like telling stories. I was working in a bank getting paid a lot of money. I was in international investment bank getting paid so much money, it's insane. But I left it because I wanted to tell stories. And that time when I wrote stories, I made no money. I had no fame, nothing. But that's what my purest intention was. I have to keep that because that is what made me. The moment I start thinking I'm number one writer, all this, that, it will go. It goes like that. And if I keep the pure intention, even at 51, it's still on. It's still, yeah. So just try to remember that. Finally, I want to congratulate Vellamal Group because they get people, who inspire. I've seen, and people told me also, they've been not just authors, they've been like chess players and sportsmen and athletes and all kind of. Why do they call them? I want to ask you, why do you think they call them? They call them not because it's entertaining, not because it's fun, for two reasons. One is to inspire you. Today you are a young person sitting here. You may never think beyond what is possible, right? You think like, I will grow up, I'll be like, I don't know, my neighbors, my relatives, my parents. Maybe I'll earn 10-20% more than them. Okay, that is my life. But then you suddenly meet somebody or see someone and you say, okay, I want to know what it took to be that guy or that girl. And I think that starts you on a different journey. The second reason is to show you that these people are also human. I'm a human being, I had my own insecurities. I had my own problems when I was trying to write. I told you just now, my own handling fame, praise is, honestly, it's more difficult than handling criticism. Because criticism, you still can, try to avoid it. We all want to avoid it. But fame and praise, you love. But, we love Mysore Pak also. We can't keep eating it. It is not good for you. So, I have just to show you that we are human. Which means you are also human. And if you're human, you can also do it. You can also do things in life which you never thought were possible. That is why they call. That's why they call a runner or a writer. You try to see what is there in them. And I'm telling you, comes down to this. You do it for the love of the art. You write because you want to write. You run because you want to run. You study because you love studies. Don't study that I will get a gold medal one day. I'll get medal one day. Or even don't study that my parents will praise me, my teacher will praise me. No. Study because you love science. You love maths. You love English. You love learning. Those are the people who do the best, actually. They are the ones who get the most praise, most awards in the end, actually. I know it's opposite. The more you want something like that, you don't get. The purest people, the people who do very well at business, all the top entrepreneurs of India, all these startup owners and all I know, nobody did it for the money. Then they end up having a lot of money. But nobody thought, I'm going to be a rich man one day. No. I want to make a company that delivers food to every corner of the country. And that's Zomato. And then that guy became very rich. Okay. But that's not how he started. So just try to remember that. Be focused. Today, the world is full of distractions. Full of them. Right? These are vices. These distractions are in our pocket. Even I was making videos and posting on Instagram. Now, in a way, it's good. I wanted to show, like, such a nice show you guys have put. I thought I'll use my platform to highlight what you can see on my Instagram, posted some stories. But it is a vice. It is a problem. When you want to create, when you want to do study, when you want to do really well at something, how can this phone help? If it's constantly phone, TV, screen, video games, whatever, right? There are distractions everywhere. In terms of health also, there are distractions. There are big, big companies who want you to eat unhealthy food. They want you to eat chips. Banana chips seem to be very popular here. Vadas, paisams. I have to go for lunch to my in-laws' house now after this. And they're already doing, and if I don't eat, they will feel bad. But is it good for health? I don't know. Today I have to excuse, Same way, for your mind, there are distractions. For your body, there are distractions. Very easy to be lazy, very easy to eat unhealthy today. Very easy to keep distracting yourself and not doing your work. So you have to realize that this will be there. No matter how much your parents say, how much your teachers say, you have to do it yourself. You have to tell yourself, I did not come to this world to waste time. I did not come here to just watch Instagram or watch videos on YouTube. It's endless. They will never stop. Right? All of you have 4 or 5 kilos of sugar at home, maybe in the kitchen. Do you go to the kitchen and keep eating it? Chalo yaar, let's have some sugar. Why? I'm bored. And it's there, so why not? Then it's the same with content. Right? It's the same with watching things. It's endless. It will never stop. Right? But your life is not endless. Your time is not endless. I would rather you sleep. Please sleep a lot. I'm not saying work all the time. I'm not saying you should be working non-stop. But sleeping is better than watching YouTube. And you get dreams also. It's kind of same thing. You can dream, no. But you are recovering. Your body is recovering. Your mind is recovering. You are fresh when you wake up. Your mind is full of junk when you watch these videos. Right? How will you do anything in life if you are watching this? Manage your food. And for parents, I will say, Indian parents especially, I'm being honest, find other ways to express love for child than giving unhealthy food. There are other ways to express. It doesn't have to be kesari. It's not good for you. I know these are our traditional foods. So we say, how can you say murukku is not good? Because for hundreds of years our grandmothers are making. They were farmers. Let's go to the farm. One day work in the farm. You see how much work is there. Yeah, in the evening have as much vadas as you want. But today we are not working in farm. We are working on laptops. How much energy is used in moving fingers? Nothing. And how much does one vada have? So give your child healthy food from the start. I'm being honest, when I was a child, in my house, non-stop tasty food. It made me have very bad relationship with food till my 40s. I used to think without good food, what is life? Life's purpose is to eat. What are we eating today? At lunch, we are discussing what are you making for dinner. It's not good. Eat the food that is good. You know what is good food. Vegetables and nice things. Not like sweets and all that stuff. And for your mind, don't watch junk. If you have to watch content also, watch good content, motivational stuff that uplifts you, not junk. Even news is junk. News is junk, right? You think you're watching news, you're learning something, you're not learning. These days, they're not showing anything worth learning. They're only showing people fighting. And they never stop fighting. Because the day they stop, people will stop watching. If they start talking sensible things, people say, yaar, it's boring. They are just trying to distract you. The best thing to do, read. Read. Sleep or read. Reading is very powerful. The world's richest people, I swear you can Google it. The world's richest people read. It builds your concentration, it builds your imagination. And today I'm in a room full of 142 authors. So you all agree, right? People should read. Because you're writers. But it is not just because we are writers, we are saying that people should read. Reading is the only thing that builds your imagination. You have to imagine the story, right? Whereas in a TV serial you are watching, somebody has done the imagination for you. Girl in a red sari, you have to imagine when you read. But girl in a red sari in serial is there on screen. Your brain is not used. You have no concentration. Because if you watch YouTube shorts, they just keep moving. But in a book, you have to focus. And over time, you become better at it. They only say well-read person. He's a well-read person. Have they ever said he's a well-TV watched person?
Listen, we want to bring India's best author. We want to bring India's best author to our campus to honor this 142 student authors.